Hi Dharma Circle, Swati here, the embodied Dharma coach. What do you do when your family doesn't support you? This is a much more common experience than you might realize. So if you're experiencing this, you're not alone. There's a lot of us. I hear this a lot, in fact, from clients in my Dharma Mentorship program, and it's why we spend 2 months on Chakra 1 in this process, honoring the taproot and the ancestral threads that are connected to feeling safe and supported, to share our gifts and our wisdom, to shine brighter, to express our bright light in this world. Because if our root and our family system has not been supportive, maybe not kind, maybe they don't even understand what your gifts are, and they've discouraged you, or maybe they've been mean, maybe they've been ignoring you, whatever the grief is with the family system, it's going to show up in how bright you shine your light in this world. Of course, it will show up in other areas of your life and your body as well. You may even be experiencing this feeling of lack of support in friendships, your personal relationships as well, because they are mirrors of our original tribe of origin, our family system. This has been one of the biggest griefs of my life, and every client that I encounter is experiencing some level of this as well. And part of that is that most of us are contract workers, meaning that we have been hired by the ancestors to break systemic issues in the family system. We're different. We're often called the black sheep. Maybe we've been scapegoated by the family. Maybe they like to tell us how strange we are, how awful we are, for our differences. There's often an immense amount of grief for contract workers with their root, with their taproot, their family system. This is ancient ancestral grief. First of all, I want you to understand that this is not all of your grief, and it's not all of your grief to carry either. In fact, it's one of the reasons why we have to have the ancestors on board for our dharmic path. Without them, we're doing this work alone, which is impossible. And it won't get us very far. So we have to consider that we need our team of support in place. This way, guys, come on. So the team of support is also your spiritual support. This is your ancestral team as well. And considering that most of the grief that you're working with is actually ancestral, we have to have them on board. And I would say it's more of a demand rather than an ask. So being really clear in your ask and your demand with the ancestors that they help you with this very old undigested grief in the family system. So we have grief that we bring with us. We also have grief that is ancestral. Most of it is ancestral. And then we have the collective grief as well. So first we attend to the ancestral piece. Understand that these people in your family that are expressing their grief, it's not about you. So that's the other thing that is really important here is to start to separate what is their grief and what is yours. Now, you need to do your work, and you need to do your grief work. Honor the feelings, honor the challenges, honor the ways in which you have not gotten the support and the nourishment that you've needed, the safety, the gentleness, the tenderness, the cheerleading, the encouragement that you really need. That grief needs to be honored. But it's also important to discern what is mine and what is not mine. These people are mirroring their grief to you, their own undigested grief, their own dissatisfactions, their own mistrust, their own pain, their own lack of trust in spirit. They may be confused, disillusioned. They may have their own betrayals and their own hurts. That is also lineage grief, but it's not your work to do. So be really mindful what is mine, what is not mine, and ask your ancestors to help you. And the truth of it is, we are either going to show up or shine down. So we have two options when our family doesn't support us on our path and with our purpose, when they don't see our gifts, when they don't understand our own light, when they can't see their own light, so they certainly couldn't honor yours. We have two options. The first option is we just continue to stay quiet. We stay invisible. We don't express our gifts, our wisdom, our bright light. That's one option. I see a lot of people doing this, letting their relationships and their family grief keep them stuck, keep them quiet, keep them avoiding their own bright light. That is an option. Some of us don't have that option. And if you are like me and my Dharma Mentorship clients, you know you don't have an option. The door has closed behind you. And you can no longer stay invisible. You can no longer betray your light. You can no longer stay quiet and not express your brilliance and your gifts. If you're one of these souls, I'm talking to you. Your grief work, your ancestral work is vital. You deepening your own self-love, your own self-acceptance, it's vital. You're going to have to start by deepening your own taproot. You're going to have to strengthen your own taproot. And we do that through self-love, self-acceptance, truly honoring your immense gifts and wisdom. No one else is going to do it for you. And when we get to that place where we know that I am all I've got, really, that I have to show up for me no matter what. I have to show up for my body no matter what. I have to show up and be so authentic and so aligned with my own inner wisdom. When we get to that point, there's no turning back. There's no way to say no. There's no way to keep allowing poor behavior, people who are harming us, people who aren't supportive, no matter who they are. We don't allow it, and we say no. We just say no. So if that's you and you're at that place, that knowing already, first of all, I want to congratulate you. I'm celebrating your wise, bright light within that knows who you are, knows what you deserve, and even though there's immense grief on this path, grief that has to be tended to, I see your courage and your willingness to show up. So, well done. It can feel lonely. It can feel isolating, which is why we need each other. We need the other bright lights who are on a similar path, committed, aligned, and clear, focused on where we're headed, what we're doing, why we're here, and that we want to be part of the solutions rather than more of the same and perpetuating darkness. This is the path of Dharma. Feeding the bright light of your soul, honoring the bright light of your soul, and showing up fully, even when it's hard. So to all the bright lights out there who are shining, sharing, expressing your gifts and your wisdom, even when it feels hard and lonely, I see you, and I'm celebrating you. I've created a very special circle of women in the Dharma Mentorship. We gather and connect with one intention in mind, which is to strengthen the light of our soul, share our gifts and wisdom and our brilliance with this world. And so if that's you, I want to encourage you to fill out an application for Dharma Mentorship. We still have spots available and applications are closing soon. So I'll see you in a harvesting session, and hopefully we can connect very soon and see if Dharma Mentorship is the right step for you.